Hello guys, today I'll be reviewing one of the first games I've played since the jungle nerfs, and in the beginning you will see here I will have it muted because I was talking in the beginning and then I tilted a little bit and then I muted, so yeah, at that point I will be unmuting the gameplay. Let me just also give my thoughts on how the jungle nerfs affected Ekko. I definitely think what's been very apparent to me is like, if you make mistakes now, you're just out of the game. Like, it feels really bad. Okay, let me skip the loading screen. It feels really, really bad being, like, going for coin flip ganks, and then if they don't work, you're just getting, it feels like you're getting punished 10 times harder than it used to be, so, yeah, it's a very two-edged sword. I feel like this either means that the meta is gonna shift to a point where people only gank, and they just don't give a fuck about farming, or it's gonna shift into the way where, or it's gonna shift to where only farming junglers are meta. So, for example, a champ like Ekko, he can't really only gank, you know? Like, in my opinion, he can't. It's not good enough for him. So it just means he's gonna struggle in a meta like this. So it's probably gonna mean that champions that are just good at ganking and not really farming, that don't need a lot of economy, are gonna rise into the meta. I think the scaling is just not really allowed on the jungle, sadly. But we'll see. Like, I don't want to make a verdict that's too big here, but I think that's how it's felt for me so far. It hasn't felt very consistent. Like, there's so many games where you just feel like you're an absolute NPC because you need to farm, but then it's just impossible to have an impact. So yeah, I'm still hopeful that they will adjust a little bit of the jungling, or at least like give buffs to champions like Ekko, because he's really struggling if you look at the win rates in Master Plus at least. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just haven't found the right setup. Like, this game, I didn't really show it. I will edit it into the video. But the rune setup I'm running here is first strike rune setup with sorcery, because I just really wanted to try out the full scaling build, basically, see how it feels. In some games it has felt good. In other games, as I said, I felt like an absolute NPC. I just wasn't able to get anything done, basically. And the enemy jungles, when they go for the coin flip ganks and they work out, then it definitely feels bad, you know? Like, I played one game today where I was just playing, and I was just farming how I would normally farm, like, focusing a lot on it, and everyone was fighting constantly, right? So there was a lot of gold being generated because everyone got kills, and I was just kind of left out of it, you know? I was just farming efficiently and whatever, but you will have less gold that way, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit too emotional about all of this. Maybe it's just the sample size is too small, but it has definitely felt like that to me. And also what I've noticed is that it's happened a bunch of times where like one jungler is just 3 levels up on the other one for the whole game, basically. I don't know, like that didn't used to be the case nearly as often. You can see here, I haven't really talked about the gameplay so far at all, but you can see I started Blue Smite. I think Blue Smite probably the best one in most cases still. Like, I tried Red Smite a bunch, but it just hasn't felt good. I don't know, man. The Blue Smite movement speed, even though it's much less now, it's noticeably less for sure, but it still feels better. I don't know, like just being able to run around the map a little bit faster. And the Red Smite, man, the damage just doesn't do anything, and the slow neither, basically. So yeah, I think Blue Smite's still probably the best one. I've actually tried out Green Smite like one game, but I didn't even stack it in that, so I might try out a bit more Green Smite. I think the shield definitely has potential, guys. I think that a lot of games, just getting that shield, it just made the games much easier. Okay, here, really important, I think. I don't want to say 100% because maybe I could have just taken the crapper, but I think in these situations, just taking a base, not risking anything, is definitely good for consistency. I also tried out Doran's Ring, and like just being at your top side, right? Because I thought that the enemy bot lane would be pushing. Actually, now it seems like my bot lane pushed here, so I probably could have went for the crap, but yeah, the craps, like especially the first one, you can often drop. Like, it's really not a big deal. And you can see, I mean, I'm going for the other one here because I thought this was going to be the free one. So yeah, I tried out Dark Seal plus Doran's, and it actually didn't feel that bad. The problem is just that it clutters up your inventory quite a bit, so it often made it so I wouldn't get my magical footwear boots when I wanted them. You know, I would just get them a little bit too late. So I don't think it's worth. Yeah, my Aurelia trolled a little bit here. I don't know. This is a good gank timing, you know. So like before you, like, this is what I've been preaching all the time, right? Just like, either commit to jungling or commit to farming, or commit to ganking. And I think now that's like even more important to actually play like this, at least in my experience. I will take a look at like Tabor, how he's been doing like maybe how he adapted to this patch, or like how his playstyle works, because I looked at his OPGG, he still hasn't really increased his farm numbers or anything, and he still won a bunch of games, so yeah, we'll see. But I think for me personally, so far it has felt like you just need to really commit to what you're doing, and then mostly look for ganks after clearing or before clearing. So yeah, Aurelia already tilted at like 1-1 because she has a bad wave state. Really annoying top laner. What a bunch of babies. Here you can also see I'm just hovering here before clearing, you know, and that's fine. Like that's fine. You don't need to be like on the camps right as they spawn. It's fine if you invest a couple of seconds if there's an opportunity, of course. That's how jungling is always going to be. But I think now, like, for example, it would be more punished now if I would go to the wolves and then go back to like ganking, you know, because it's just the efficiency with the sequencing, whatever, it definitely has felt like it matters more, you know. But as I said, it's a little bit too early to really tell, and maybe a jungler like Ekko, if the meta shifts in the correct way, could even be fine, you know. Like, he's a scaling champ, and people are saying that the meta is just gonna be about scaling, and in that sense, it's definitely, like, that has definitely felt true, but still, it's just like, if you're playing against someone that coin flips a lot, like a jungler, and then you just cannot really match that, it feels really bad. Yeah, here, I didn't have W up yet, so this was just a really bad fight. And then I even die because of the minion block. Very, very tilted here. I think this is where I mute, maybe? No, not quite. But yeah. Here, get the blasting one. It's not the end of the world. Like, it was not a good death for sure, but also Jinx. Like, Jinx is definitely a champ you will see a lot of now because she got buffed, and she's a champ that Ekko can deal with quite well. So at least in that sense, Ekko is not positioned too badly in the meta. Like, the ADCs that are meta are ones that Ekko can deal with for sure. It's just about having a consistent early game and being allowed to scale, I guess. But you will see in this game, actually. You will see there's going to be a point. That's also why I wanted to look at this game. I mean, I also made some sick plays. That's also why I wanted to look at this game. But also, you will see that at some point I'm just ahead of the Diana because she chose to not farm and I still kept farming consistently. And here, they're like ganging up on top lane. So I'm just taking the crab really quick. Again, also crabs. I think crabs are more important than ever now, probably. Like, you really need to take what you can get. And another thing I have to say about this patch, so overall, it's just like, it feels basically the same when you're doing well, you know? Like, clearing the jungle when you have items, it actually doesn't feel much slower. Like, I'm sure it is like 1 to 3 seconds slower, but that's nothing, right? But as soon as you fall behind, that's why falling behind is so bad, because as soon as you fall behind, those numbers, they just, what's the right word, like, it multiplies basically, right? So it's like, if you have less items, then those 5 seconds that you maybe now clear slower, they're gonna become like 8 seconds or whatever, you know, because you're basically already poor, and you just have an even harder time generating money. So it's it's an unforgiving world we live in now as a jungler. So here I see Diana bot, so I instantly go for the Herald. It's still a good objective to attack, guys. Like, yes, it got nerfed, but it's still gold that you won't otherwise get, you know? So, you will still take it. It will just snowball you less. And that's exactly what they wanted to achieve, and it's fine that happened, I guess. But yeah, it's not like you just don't go for it. I think one thing for sure is, though, that what I also said in my patch review video is that, the Drakes, I think, when you don't take them early, there's no point, you know, like, you might as well just, I don't think, if you didn't take any Drake before 50 minutes, you might as well just leave them if you can, and just scale. It's probably gonna be better, because the soul is really what you want nowadays, and the single Drakes, they often just won't make as much of a difference. So yeah, I got the Herald here. Of course, at this point, Diana, you could say she's gapping me. She has 5 kill participations, I have 0, but, well, I got the LP in the end, so we'll see how that happened. Here, I thought, I was looking if the Talon maybe did something stupid, but probably, like, without Rocket Belt, I shouldn't have even walked here, honestly. Like, there's no way he's gonna just, like, walk up in a way where I can ever get on him, so, yeah, a bit of a waste of time. But who knows, like, maybe the Diana was also on her way to gank there, and then maybe I was there for a nice 2v2. Here, also, nice little sequencing tip. I mean, most people that have watched my videos have seen me do this, but... And I've also done it on first stream, whatever, but do the buffs first or last. Like, always do the 2 camps sequence together. Do the same on the red side if you have the time. Sometimes you might not have the time, and then it's better to just do the red, and then maybe you need to be somewhere, but on blue side there's really basically never a reason to not just do the blue buff last. Here I also went for the crab because my bot lane had prio, and obviously it's just an extra camp, you know. And I think taking the crabs here, I also got the last one. Probably one of the things that actually kept me in the game, I have to say. Because right now the Diana, of course, is hugely ahead with the kills she got. Diana is above us here. Jinx flashes away, not much we can do though, so, yeah. Ah, never mind, we actually got her here. Yeah, that was pretty okay. Like, I mean, it was pretty good. For me personally, it was just okay, but... I guess I could have flashed on her here. Oh, yeah, and then Diana, she just disrespects us. Nice long-range stun. I still die though because of fucking Diana shields, but... Yeah, it's fine, you know, like, at least it actually allowed me to get the rocket belt, so overall I would say that was probably positive for us. And then also the Samira got the shotgun on Jinx, so at this point I was not feeling too badly about this game, but yeah. I mean, something must have happened because I actually muted, so we'll see. Yeah, Rally actually kills the Vayne here. Yeah, I'm still not doing super good, but I'm also not doing terribly, you know. My farm is fine, and like, I am a scaling champ, you know, like, it's not like Ekko doesn't scale. So you will have opportunities, you just need to be more patient for them. Like, it was always a big skill being patient, but I think now it's like, you need to be even more patient. It's so crazy. If you do anything wrong, you will notice in your games, like, you just feel you just feel like there's no way to catch up. Enemies have to make really big mistakes. Sure, like in most people that are watching, they're probably in lower elos where people make really big mistakes. And like even in this elo, people make really big mistakes as well, but I don't know. It just, yeah, I don't know. It just feels so difficult because people are just gonna be so much more ahead. Yeah, here the Jace, for some reason he doesn't kite to my W. I guess my W placement was not good. Like it definitely should have been more in here now that I watch it again, for sure. But also I think as soon as I place a W, you could still just play around it and maybe we get a stun. So yeah, this is where I'm actually not sure yet, you know, like, is it worth deffing here? Like, this wave is definitely something, right? Like, it's basically a full wave. But is it worth? Because the laning XP got nerfed quite hard, right? Did it actually... Nah, wait, like, did it actually get nerfed, though? Only the catch-up mechanic got nerfed with it, right? So I think normal laning experience is still, like, how it used to be. Just, like, you get less catch-up XP from it, or... Let me know about this, actually. I'm not exactly sure how it works, like if it actually changed or not, in that sense. So yeah, maybe taking the wave here is the right play. You can see also, I don't... At this point, I'm so committed to my top set that I just don't even go to my Grump anymore, you know? It's not worth the time walking there. So now I'm just... either I'm ready to recall if nothing is happening on top lane, or... Well, we just look if there's something on top lane, and there actually is. Very weird timing for the Vayne. She probably expected me to be bot set because that's where I should be, but there's the unexpectedness that sometimes gets rewarded, you know? And of course, maybe she also just didn't think about me or anything, but yeah. Now I'm doing fine. You can see I actually have a shutdown, so, you know, not doing too badly here. I've also thought about trying Nashor's again, by the way. I don't know. We'll see. Like, if everyone's more tanky, then Nashor's might not be bad, because then of course you yourself are also tanky. In the game where I wanted to try Green Smite earlier, I also wanted to build Nashor's, but the game just ended too quickly, so that's definitely something I'm gonna try. Green Smite, Nashor's, and then just seeing... being a bit more of a fighter Ekko, you know? Very unfortunate that Diana was here. If she wasn't, I think I could have cleaned that up. Ah yeah, here's where I tilted because I just played this so bad. Yeah, I missed my Q, so I had to E, and then I ulted into the Jinx traps, and I flashed, and so this tilts me even watching it now. And then the Jinx even executed, so yeah. Definitely played quite bad by me. We don't need to rewatch that, that's fine. So yeah, as soon as it says no mic during game, I will just enable the sound. There it is. I know you can also hear the in-game sound. Yeah, I mean, she actually dies here, so could be worse, I guess. But she also wasn't a shutdown, so it's not like that was hugely impactful. Top somehow got a solo kill again. I guess just Aurelia gaming, you know. It is always gonna be the same. And now you can see I'm just going and seeing if I can get the Herald right away. The Diana is still dead for quite a long time, so it's a free Herald basically. And yeah, I mean, I think the second one, does it still give 300? Let me actually see. I thought Freak said that they're only nerfing the first Herald because it was too valuable. But let's see. It's definitely not like the freest Herald, let's say, but I'm always saying this, guys. There's so, like, you can get Heralds for free so many times, okay? It actually only gives 200 gold. And then this happens so much. This happens so much where people, they just come at the end here and contest you. So, like, all you need to do is place a W here. They can never do anything. Like, really, you never die here. You always just proc passive really quick, have tons of movement speed, and then you leave. You know? It could have actually went wrong here if the polymorph went through earlier, but yeah, turned out fine, and now I'm actually chilling. Level 11 blue smite upgrade. Yeah, my stats are not amazing, but I'm definitely not doing too badly here. Oh yeah, I think this is where we turn the game around actually. Jace going into them, but it was really good. Man, I had so many good ults this game, by the way. Like that was the first of, like, I think 3 really good ults. So yeah, nice triple kill, now 450 gold shutdown. Seraph hyping us up. Okay, team, go nuts. That's my team. So yeah, I think now game was actually pretty solid. At least for me personally. Like at this point, I felt like I had a lot of agency. And yeah, this is what I mean. Now Diana is just level 10 and I'm level 12. All of a sudden, because she just stopped farming for a little bit. It's so crazy how fast you fall behind now as a jungler. Jay is still mad somehow, even though that fight was unbelievably good for us. But yeah, I guess he's just as a main character, so nothing much you can do. Yeah, at this point you can see I don't really have much fear. But yeah, I mean, I still have to hold out here, I can't... But it was just plus 100 from first strike, right? So, definitely happy about that. Also important, I guess, smaller detail here, but the way I used my rocket belt here to not get stunned by the Vayne E, I did that on purpose, you know? Of course, Vayne is a champ. You will notice, like, in these situations, what is the Vayne gonna do every single time? She's gonna try to push you into a wall, because that's exactly where we are. So, you can see, she pushed me and I rocket belted in the same second, I guess, so I pushed myself a little bit more towards here so I didn't get stunned. Really important, I think, otherwise I might have died. I mean, I might not have died, but I definitely wouldn't have gotten off as good of a combo. Here, sadly, none of them really overextend or anything, so I'm just helping my team fall back, I guess, so we can get the Drake. Of course, man, 3% AP AD is really... does feel quite bad, but if you get the soul, it's still good, you know? And like, it's still 3% AP and 8, like, how much is it here? Man, that sucks, it's less than an M-tone. Jeez, 8 AD, I mean, of course it will scale, like when I have my Rabadons and whatever, it's definitely more, but... Man, these numbers are so little. Okay, let's see, do I go base here? I definitely hope I go base. No, I go bot because I think everyone... Yeah, we saw them walking into topside, so I just want to get the bot tower with the Herald. It's a lot of gold. And nobody's here to def it. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff, like, what they're doing now is just trolling, right? They're literally investing 3 people into 1 in 4 Jace. He doesn't feel good about it. Of course, you can see in the chat he's a little bit sad that they all hate him, but at the same time, we're gonna win the game, you know, because of this. I don't know what made Irelia, like what mind controlled her to going into a 1v4 here, but yeah, I mean, I just ulted out and she she goes into a 1v4 after we see all of them. Definitely wanted to go for a montage play there, and then someone starts to surrender, but like 3 people said yes, like, yeah, that was too much for me. We're in such a good position now, and like 3 people were actually down to FF this, really crazy. Yeah, I guess Zeref was the one that also pressed no, thankfully. Like, at this point, honestly, I felt like we were hard chilling, you know? Like, for me personally, of course, I'm doing well, but like, all of our champs, they scale fine and whatever, so really weird that 3 people pressed yes there, honestly, but no. It is what it is, at least it didn't go through. I have to say, like, the average game time for me personally, I don't know if it has actually increased yet. Like, I really don't know. I'll have to look if more games went over 30 minutes or something. I think if games consistently go over 30 minutes now, Gathering Storm is a really good rune. Like, it was already a fine rune, I think, but like then it's probably gonna be like a really, really solid rune you should be taking a lot of times. But yeah, like these really massive pop-off snowball games, they're definitely gonna happen much, much less now. I can tell you that. Here you can see him trying to punish Talon. He's just shoving in at the tower to jump over. And then he ults, so sadly I cannot auto-attack him. Got quite a bit out of him though. And Diana here trying to catch me. I think, like, I don't know if that ult was good, but I think it was fine. She actually makes the mistake of tanking quite a bit of the tower. Yeah, I couldn't believe that I actually killed her. That my auto attack came through faster. She must have been so tilted. Like, I know I would have been tilted if I was her. But yeah. That was definitely... I think if I die here, the game might have turned. Like, no joke. I think it might have actually turned, so... That was a really, really important... really important that I didn't die here. Yeah, we might even get Nash. I don't even remember. Do we get Nash? A little bit low here. Definitely also another thing you will notice is that, like, tanking Nash is a big problem now as Ekko. You can see, like, look at this shit. I'm taking so much damage. So yeah, definitely need other people to tank for you now. Yeah, I think we even got Nash of this, so really big, really impactful. And then I have my Rabadon's power spike at 22 minutes, really solid, especially for the fact that I don't have too many kills here. So, yeah. But of course, if you're in this position, you need, now more than ever, you need to make sure not to int, you know, and yeah, like, it's definitely, like, carrying games now, the carry potential is still there, but it's just so much easier to get punished, it feels like. So yeah, I just hope there's gonna be some compensation. I'm also, like, for Ekko, I also will definitely try more Ekko support. I've played it a bunch of times and it actually felt solid, man. I have to say. Yeah, no joke, I felt strong in every game. Even the ones that didn't go super well in the early game. And the fucking J says FF for some reason. Here, I was just seeing, you know, that Drake's about to come up, so I was looking if maybe someone was phase checked. Then really unlucky timing with the Talon. Thankfully he has brain damage, so he thinks he can do this. And I just wanted him. Really important, guys. Like, practice this and practice that. If you've been watching my stream, maybe... Like, in the beginning, before I start playing the game, I practice this all the time. Using the rocket belt reset. Like, see how important it is here. See, I do... Exactly this combo is what I practice on target dummies all the time. And that's a good combo you can practice, you know? Let me show you again. So, auto attack... E auto attack reset, and then rocket belt auto attack reset. So it's a really quick passive proc, but my Q's on cooldown, right? So you just have to be able to adapt. But just understand that you can get these quick passive procs even if your Q is on cooldown. And of course, as I'm always saying, passive is the thing you need to proc. So yeah. Here then, Lulu feels safe, boom, ult back, dead. Nice. Really solid ult. Big impact plays here. Yeah, my team was down to FF. I needed to get the team morale up a little bit with nice plays. So, yeah, now I just created a 2-man numbers advantage with the Zeref, and now we can go to Drake. At this point, Diana was also getting quite desperate, actually. Yeah. And we actually just aced them. Yeah, here, I think my Jace should have went bot lane right away, actually. Like, I was about to type it, but I at the same time, I thought we were gonna do the Drake so quickly anyways. Doesn't really matter that much, but... Yeah, definitely, like, for maximum efficiency, I could have just done it on my own here. Didn't really need him. Yeah, no, just grouping up. Let's see, I hit the Talon, but sadly he didn't really go into my face, so... Yeah. And what you will see, like, when I'm pushing these inhibs, I will often hold my abilities as well to see if people are just overstepping. Like, I'm not doing it right now because I really want to get these inhibs, but... Again, another nice ult. Man, these people were so blind to my ults, crazy. Like, don't be afraid to use them, you know? Like, because sometimes when I coach people, I feel like they're afraid, but if you have these 2 stacks, you will see, look what they can do. Nothing, I have tons of movement speed, I just run away. And then also, because I'm smart, I just placed my W before, you know? So you just place your W where you want to ult back, and then you're just chilling, you know? You don't need to be scared of anything. And then of course level 16 ult as well is just really low cooldown, but go for these ults, guys, like, go for these ults. First of all, that's like the most satisfying feeling as an Ekko player anyways, but it's also... Of course, a really, really powerful spell that if you're able to hit it consistently, like, I hit it 3 times in this game and it had huge impact. At least the first 2 times. So, yeah. Here, I didn't really understand why my team wanted to fight after I went base, but... master players, I guess. Just need to play no macro instead, they just need to fight. Like, the macro player is to just let the minions shove, get the top tower, get triple inhib. Easy win, you know. So that's what I'm doing, and I don't care what my team is doing. At this point, I'm doing well enough, you know. And yeah, in some games where you're not doing nearly as well as I am right now, then it might really, really suck that your team is trolling. But I swear there's a lot of games where you guys are also in positions like this. You just don't do the right things to win the game, you know. You just follow your team and then you maybe die and it's just over. But if you're in a position like this, you can actually just make the difference yourself, you know. You really don't need your team. Also, you can see at this point, I'm just going into kind of aggressive positions to see if I can get some free kills, you know. For example, the Lulu here, she just walks into my face. Then Diana getting really desperate, going into like our whole team basically, dying for it for the support. Definitely not worth. And now we're just back to pushing. Telling kind of behind us, but at this point I'm really also not scared at all of anyone. I'm just looking to get kills. Definitely misplayed a little bit on the Vayne here, didn't hit my Q. Doesn't matter, 30-second ult cooldown, who cares, you know? Just don't fight for the next 30 seconds and you're chilling. Now we have triple inhib. NERFS gonna come up kinda soon. You can see my tower damage as well. So disgusting. We sadly don't have any more minions, so we need to back off. And I definitely need to make sure not to give my shutdown here now. I just can't risk it. It's gonna cost so much time, so much tempo, and like everything is gonna give the give the Jinx basically a whole new item probably. So really not worth, even if your team is going for something stupid, just like ignore it, you know? Just ignore it. Here you can see another one, like just stand in these brushes, why not, you know? Like why not? You just get a free pick. See, like, it's so easy. That's why you need the sweeper as well, you know, some low elo players that don't even buy sweeper, but this is why you need the sweeper, just so you can have the info that you can go for these plays, because if you don't know if this is warded or not, you should never be, like, if you know, go into a brush like this and you don't know for sure, then you should never ever go for it, because it might be possible that it is warded and then someone might be flanking you or whatever and you just get engaged from the side. So, yeah. Definitely get the sweeper, guys, and use it. Like, use it if you want to go for these kind of plays, especially. can't believe Diana was considered a scaling champ. I think Diana really is not a scaling champ nowadays. It really doesn't feel like that. Also, by the way, I went for Shadow Flame here simply for the fact that they had so many shields, you know? I mean, not so many, but they had like Diana and the Lulu, of course. And I had a lot of one-shot potential as well. You know, like, I basically have one-shot potential on anyone, and they're not building MR, so... Yeah, I think if there's ever a Shadow Flame game, this is definitely one of them. It for sure didn't feel bad here. I mean, I didn't really play with it for a long time because we're gonna end now, but... Yeah, definitely... I think it makes sense in a game like this where you're just looking to one-shot, you know? And in those games, it's fine. I don't really want the Naturals here because I don't want to auto-attack them, I just want to be able to one-tap them. And they're like a full squishy team. Here you can see my whole team is top, so I'm just making sure to shove in another wave. Because 2 waves better than 1, if you didn't know. And now I'm just placing W. There's nothing they can do. See, like, literally nothing they can do. There's 5 people alive from them. What can they do? Nothing. Definitely didn't need to ult here, but also doesn't hurt, so... Actually die here because, well, they do deal damage, but doesn't matter. We do end the game. So, yeah. Very solid game. Definitely one of the better ones I've played after the patch. There have been a lot of bad games as well, but I think it hasn't... Like, I'm gonna be real, a lot of it might not even be down to the new patch. A bunch of it is for sure also just me not playing to my... at my absolute best, so... Yeah, I will keep track of... I will definitely take a look at, like, how other people are doing right now with this patch, like other Ekko players, and just get a better feeling of it. But, yeah, I think first strike, guys, I think it's definitely the rune setup to go for now. I have not tried the red setup, but I just imagine it's not good. Like, I can read, you know, I have that ability, and I can see that they nerfed it by a ton, so, yeah. Oh, I didn't even see the Diana had a lot of damage here. But yeah, I hope you guys could learn something. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like, and watch the next one. Goodbye.